Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Unlabelled and Limitless, the podcast where we explore the ideas, stories, and people who challenge the labels society places on them. This week, we're celebrating Neurodiversity Celebration Week. And for today's episode, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of speaking with a researcher, author, or each other, we're making space for a voice we don't hear nearly enough in conversations about neurodiversity, a child's perspective. Today, I'm joined by Zoey, who is autistic and the daughter of my assistant, Kay. Zoey recently read a book that she absolutely loves, All Families Are Different, by Jacques-Bastien and Dahcia Lyons-Bastien, and she wanted to share why it means so much to her. So today, we're going to talk about the book, kindness, school, emotions, creativity, and some of the ways Zoey experiences the world around her. Zoey, thank you so much for joining me today. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Zoey's favorite book. Is this your absolute favorite book? Yeah. And what is the book called?
The book is called All Different Families.
All Different
I
Families.
mean, families are different.
All Families Are Different. And that's Delilah and Friends, is it? Nice.
It's Dahlia and
Dahlia.
Friends.
Dahlia and Friends. Very nice. And who is this book written by?
It's written by Delilah, is it? Or is it a different person?
You want to help us out here, Kay? Who wrote this book?
So it was written by Jacques Bastien and his wife, Dahcia Bastien.
Okay, cool.
Dahlia is their daughter. And
Okay, so this
yes.
is
And
two
Zoe's
parents.
met Dahlia. Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So this is two parents, and they've written a book about their daughter, and this is your favorite book. Okay, let's get into this. Why is All Families Are Different your favorite book, Zoey?
But because it shows respect and love and teaches them how to do good manners and teaches them discipline and also kindness. So we don't do things wrong or incorrect.
Okay, so this is a book about people being kind to each other and about being different and how to deal with different situations. Okay, so what is your favorite part of the book?
Be honest, my favorite part of the book is the Zoe part because me and my mom in the storybook are helping to garden and
Ah, okay.
and I love that.
Hmm. Would that be where it says Zoe is in her front yard enjoying the day? She loves gardening with mum and building with clay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And how did you end up in your favorite book, Zoe?
Sorry, but how did I
So, why are you in this book? Are you one of
the reason
Dahlia's
why
friends?
the reason why I'm in this book is because I remember of the friends are in Boracay. The friends that are from Boracay.
So Boracay is an island here in the Philippines, and
Okay.
Jack and Dahcia went to visit with all of the kids and all the whole team. They took their kids with us, and they call it the Boogie Kids.
So you're
All
a
of the
boogie
kids in
kid.
this book,
Okay,
yes.
cool. So what is it about that island then that makes all you kids so special that you're now in this book about Dahlia and her friends?
They're making sandcastles
So you were all making sandcastles together?
and collecting
And so as you were all kind of playing together and making seashells and things and sandcastles, were you asked if you would like to be in a book? Or was it a surprise
what
that you're in the book?
it was a surprise.
It was a surprise. Cool.
Yeah.
And how did that feel to receive a book and then you're reading it and then Zoey appears?
It felt memorable
Memorable. Did it?
and sweet.
And are there any other parts of the book that you really like?
Just the Zoe part.
Just the Zoey part. So this book is Dahlia neurodivergent? Is that okay to ask?
No, she's not neurodivergent, and there are several series of the books that tackle neurodivergence in that book. And I think it's the book after this one.
Okay, and did it help to teach you anything about yourself, Zoey, or the friends that you have?
Yes, it did. It taught me how to be respectful.
Okay. I think that you're quite a respectful person anyway, though. Do you just look at Mum for confirmation? You are. I know you are. She tells me
She
all the
was
time.
she was scolded today
Oh,
little bit. So I mentioned about movie day, and she watched two movies without telling grandma and grandpa. So we told her that she will have to inform grandma and grandpa if she's going to stay longer in school. And I'm not sure. Did you understand that, Zoe?
that's all part of growing up, Zoe. We sometimes make decisions and our parents and grandparents don't know, and then they get very worried about us. And it's just something we have to learn growing up when we get into those situations where we are given a decision to make. We just have to remember it's probably okay, but I do need to let mum and grandma and granddad know. Okay?
Sometimes it's okay to be scolded.
Yes, it is. It is okay to be scolded sometimes because that's how we learn lessons in life, right? Especially if it's something that might make our family worry about us if they don't know where we are, right? So they're the main times that I remember getting scolded is if I didn't tell my mum or dad where I was and they were worried about me. So we're glad you're safe. Can I ask what movies you watched? What movies did you watch at school?
The movies that I watch was Inside Out 2 and the Minecraft movie that I never watched.
Okay, so have you come home doing the chicken?
They were screaming.
I know lots of parents that are sick and tired of hearing that chicken thing being screamed. Okay, sorry.
We've never seen it, the Minecraft movie. It was her first time seeing the movie in the showing, so
Nice. And the other movie you watched was Inside Out. What's that about? Oh, it's about emotions. I haven't seen Inside Out yet. Oh, yeah. So why don't you tell me about Inside Out and what it's about with the emotions, if that's okay?
Did you watch Inside Out 1?
No.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry
try
to
to watch
disappoint.
try
You want me to watch
try
it?
to watch it.
Okay.
Watch it. It's memorable.
I heard it was very, very good. So is there an
It's
Inside
about
Out,
Riley.
and is there about an Inside Out 2 now as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
There are new emotions.
Ah, so what were the emotions in the first movie? Do you remember?
Yeah. There were joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear.
And was there anxiety in there? Did you say anxiety? Yeah. And oh, you got
And there was
it's
envy,
okay.
and embarrassment.
Okay. And what was the so besides emotions, what happened in the first movie?
Anxiety got a panic attack where she formed an orange tornado.
Okay.
And we tried to stop her, but the tornado swooshed her away. And then when the old emotions went to the elevator, they they tried to joy tries to comfort anxiety, and anxiety is already comforted. And Riley told the truth about she is not okay.
So it sounds like that movie then was about human emotions, but they were able to put them into characters and display those emotions through these different characters. And anxiety was so anxious that they had a panic attack, and that turned into a big whirlwind. And I know what that feels like because I have panic attacks. And it can be very, very scary sometimes. And it makes you not want to go places. It makes you scared of being in certain situations because you have these things called triggers, right? And sometimes you don't know where that trigger might come from. And you feel it. And it's interesting that you said that the emotions took the elevator up. They rise up from somewhere like they're on an elevator, and before you know it, these emotions take you over, and it's really hard to capture them. And I love what you said about joy tried to comfort anxiety, because even though it's really, really, really difficult, sometimes one of the best things to help with depression or anxiety or some of those negative feelings is to really work hard to remember the joyful things we have in our life, right? And it's like, I'm having a really bad day. I had an argument with my mom or my friend or somebody else, and I feel really bad about it, right? So now I'm feeling a little bit depressed, a bit anxious, a bit scared of what's going to happen next, right? But if we allow that joy or hope or understanding or whatever that emotion is to take that elevator up, and we remember, okay, this person's mad at me right now, but at least we're together. And at least I know that anger is going to go away. Because it never lasts for long, right? I'm sure when your mum is angry with you, because my mum used to do that too, she'd be angry with me, and it might be for a few hours, could be for a couple of days if I'd been really naughty, but eventually it kind of passes, and then things come back, right? And at the end of it, often we've learned maybe a hard but vital lesson in how we relate to people, how the things we do can impact on others, and how we can make them have a bad day, even if it's not really our fault, because they've got emotions as well, right? That might be struggling inside of them. So it's like we just have to remember, this is going to pass. I still have the love of my family. I've still got people there to comfort me, and my friends and my teachers and people like that, right? So it's like finding that joy to hug the sadness in those moments. That's what helped me with my anxiety, Zoe, was lots of my friends being understanding and saying, in your own time, when you've got this, we'll go to a quiet place if you need to. So I love that.
I'm always like that at school.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
You're nervous at school?
I'm nervous before Monday.
So you get the Sunday night blues for school on Monday. Yeah.
Days of school.
That's not bad. I used to go for 5 days. What time do you start school?
I start 8 o'clock to 3:30. Sometimes it's 5:15 because I have a follow up.
Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to have a follow up.
Yeah.
Sometimes for me it feels like it's a 5 hours, but teacher Nico says it's 1 hour.
What you're talking about there, Zoe, is something I can relate to a lot. And that is that there's people out there with lots of different neurodivergences, right? We've got autism, ADHD, dyslexia. Do you know any others?
SAs. I know SAs.
What happens sometimes with a neurodivergent brain, because it's different to what is considered a normal brain, and that does not mean those people are normal, right? But it's just like the average brain is considered normal. So what we have different is that we experience time very differently. And sometimes, and this happens to everybody, but for us it happens a lot more. So sometimes something might be 5 minutes, but it feels like it's 5 hours. And it really gets painful for you because time just drags on so slowly, when in your brain it's racing ahead of what you might do when you get home, what you might have to do tomorrow and things. And it means that your body and brain just experience that passing of time differently to other people. So we remember a lot of information and a lot of things that other people might not be interested in, right? And we can spend hours on hours and hours learning about this exciting thing, and it feels like it was 2 minutes. Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. And did you know that there was a name for it called time blindness?
Time blindness? You mean the time that goes blind?
It means that you, as a person, don't feel the time passing in the same way that somebody else does, right? So if you're really excited, I bet you can concentrate for 4 hours and learn so many things that you're really excited to tell people about. And mum might come to you and say, Zoe, you've been doing this for 4 hours now. And you're like, wait, I feel like I've only been here for 10 minutes.
She makes very good drawings. So,
Yeah.
yes. I think she made one to show you today.
Oh my goodness. That is one of my favorite things of all time. Blueberry muffins. With sugar sprinkled on top, the really fat crystallized sugar. Oh, so delicious. You are an amazing artist, Zoe. That just looks like a very real strawberry. My goodness, you are so good. That's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. I use these to blend these colors and sketch them.
Do you like drawing food?
I like drawing food and animals, sometimes objects, or anything.
Anything and everything. So we've got a budding artist over here. And do you get lots of time to do art at school?
Only on waiting time.
Only in waiting time.
Only on...
So what kind of things do you learn at school then?
We learn Filipino.
Oh, okay.
The subject that I'm the sometimes.
Is that because you speak English too much and not enough Filipino at home?
There's enough Filipino.
There is?
And there's enough English.
Okay. I know sometimes, because obviously Mum and I work together and we have to share some of our social media. And sometimes I'll see things come up on my social media that is just all in Filipino. And I have to guess what it's about, which I enjoy doing because I'll be like, let me see if I can guess what they're talking about in this post. I don't know how to speak or read Filipino, so it's always good to play a guessing game. And your English is fantastic. Is your Filipino as good as your English? Yeah.
Good. Sometimes my Filipino is a little bit wrong.
And what makes it a little bit wrong?
Dumating ako sa bahay na, which means it's confusing. Like, or mag-iinom. I don't know the difference. So that's how.
Okay. And Mum's sitting there laughing. Is that because one is rude and the other one isn't?
Yes, quite, because the other about mag-iinom is about getting drunk, and
Okay.
the other one is drinking drinking something like either water or a beverage. Very
Okay.
close, but like huge leap.
So I guess, Zoe, you're out and about telling people that you want to get drunk instead of that you want a drink, yeah?
No.
I know that a lot of people actually find it really hard to learn English because we use the same word for different things, especially in England. American English is a lot more straightforward, and they usually have one word for something and then they'll just make up a whole new word for something else. But it gets confusing because in England, the sidewalk is called the pavement and the road is called the road, but in America, the road is the pavement. So it can get a little bit confusing at times with things like that too. So I get that. Cool. And do you have anything fun planned for this weekend? What's that?
For this weekend. And daughter outings. Right?
We have our first session of the ABA.
Okay.
Tomorrow, so there. And we're also going to, after the ABA, we're going to attend a workshop about leather making. I'm going to take her with me.
Amazing.
Because it's just making a leather keychain and a leather card holder. And
That sounds so much fun. Are you excited for that, Zoe?
And I love creating things.
I heard that Mum says that you and her like to sell stickers and do little things. Sounds like you've got a very entrepreneurial mind, Zoe. Do you know what I might try and do, Zoe, if you want to meet us again next Friday for a little while? And I'm not going to promise. However, it will either be next week or the week after. I will make some blueberry muffins just so that I can show you. I'm going to make that muffin that you've got in your hand right there. I've never made them.
hope blueberry To be honest, I hope blueberry muffins exist in cinnamon. Do they?
I don't think they do in Cinnabons, but I couldn't say for certain because New York City is a little bit different to most of America. And a lot of the shops that we have here, we do have chain stores, but we don't have a lot of them. So I haven't been in a Cinnabon for maybe 10 or 15 years. And all I remember is them doing cinnamon donuts with this kind of like icing dip, like a royal icing
That's
dip.
what you call cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, something like that. They're kind of like, I mean, it's in the name, Cinnabon. So a lot of what they do is like cinnamon based fried, like, you know, when you go to the fair and you get like fried, like donut pastry, and that, so that it's kind of like fried donut pastry and sugar that you can dip in.
Oh
All
my
right, Zoe. So when, not if, but when you and Mum make it to America, and I promise it'll be warm, not during winter because Mum will freeze. She'll be an ice block outside. But when you come to America within the next few years, I will have my driver's license again, and I will find a Cinnabon to take you to if that's what your heart desires. But let me tell you, this city has things that are actually way better than Cinnabon that you could never imagine. Never imagine, because we have people from every country in the world living in our city. So our food is from everywhere in the world. And then they do this thing called fusion, where they'll fuse their local cuisine. So it might be like something that you eat in the Philippines, but they'll Americanize it. So that, or they'll kind of take street food and make it a little bit nicer so that they serve it in a restaurant, and you get these flavors and donut flavors that we've got full donut shops that have got every flavor you could ever imagine.
Making me
Oh,
hungry.
I'm sorry, but when we finally are able to get you here, I'm not going to say next year or the year, right, because it might take a minute for us. Me and Mum have got to make some serious cash first. But when we can do that, I know, right? But when we can...
But she does not have enough money. I need to save
I
some
know.
for important things.
I was joking, Zoe. I was talking about as a
okay.
company, we need to make money because that's what businesses do. I don't want your mum's money, I promise. Hey, Kay, she's like a good negotiator. I hope if you're ever bartering, you have Zoe with you. And
speaking of money, I'm saving money to save from 2025.
So in the Philippines, you get money at New Year, do you? Yeah. And what are you saving for? Because I know Mum says that you are a really good saver.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay. So
maybe something valuable?
Ooh.
Maybe something yummy?
Choices. What would be valuable?
Actually, I'm not sure yet.
Oh.
I'm still saving my money.
So you're waiting, you're just saving your money because you know one day there's going to be something that you see and think, I really want that thing, and you'll have the money to pay for it. You are definitely such a good kid and very, very thoughtful around money. Very thoughtful. Because a lot of people would just be like, I've got money, I'm going to spend it. That shows, Zoe, that you have so much patience and care and thought in what you do. That's a really, really good strength to have. Very good strength. Cool. So you've got ABA tomorrow. What are your expectations?
Yeah. My expectations that I might wait. In the last Saturday I already introduced myself.
Okay.
For tomorrow I will be playing some new games.
Ooh.
No matter we lose or win, as long as I had fun.
Good. Yeah. I don't think there's winning and losing in ABA, just learning. Right? And are they going to ask you questions based on what you think you should do in different situations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would answer them.
Okay. So this particular ABA that you're starting then is to help you just understand your own awareness of situations and things. so that we can help to keep you safe in the world? And what are you most looking forward to about that besides the games?
I'm looking for toys to play with,
Okay,
even though I'm 13.
that's okay. I know adults
Speaking
still
of
play with toys, Zoe. Don't ever think you're too old to play with toys.
in January 2027, I might turn into 14 years old, which
What?
means I'm gonna get coffee.
Okay, so we're waiting till we're 14 for coffee. It's probably a good idea, Zoe, because coffee can do strange things to your body. And again, if you're neurodivergent, it affects your brain in different ways to how it affects people that are not neurodivergent. So you have to be very responsible and learn where it's too much for your body, because sometimes it can make you a little bit and jittery and things. Because I have ADHD, so I'm already hyper, and if I have too much coffee, some people it sends straight to sleep that have ADHD, because one of the main treatments for ADHD is stimulants, and because they need to get your brain working. And then coffee is a stimulant as well, so it makes your brain work again. So for some people, they just fall asleep because they're tired, but they can't sleep. They drink coffee and then it sends them to sleep.
Drink vitamins during the night, not coffee. Because coffee is only during the day.
Yeah. Look at you. You're already a professional coffee drinker and you've not even had any yet.
There are different flavors like strawberry, matcha, cookies and cream, mint chocolate, vanilla,
So all of those things
chestnut,
you're talking about there, Zoe,
Biscoff.
they're not coffees. What they are flavors that you can add to coffee. Because coffee just comes in coffee. It's either light, medium, or dark roast, espresso, or like there's a couple of others, but coffee tends to be coffee.
Is there matcha coffee?
No. Matcha is actually tea. So it's green tea. I love matcha. I absolutely love matcha. You could have a matcha coffee where they add matcha and coffee together, but generally speaking, matcha, because it's a tea, you might have it as a latte. So is that what you're talking about, the different flavored coffees, Zoe? The lattes? Yeah, so
Yes, I am.
I'm just going to blow your mum's spot up right here, because you know mum just got that like nice little espresso machine, that coffee maker. Does she know about it?
I saw her drinking it at night. Wait, she didn't drink it at night. What?
Well,
Oh no.
mummy works at night time as well, right? So her nighttime is kind of like the daytime for most people. So I think we can forgive her for that.
Bad about her.
We're working on it, Zoe, I promise. I promise. Your mum's biggest dream, and can I tell her this, Kay? Does she know this already? I don't want to like break confidence, but she told me yesterday that her biggest dream is being able to have a lazy Monday morning where she can wake up with you, help you get ready for school, and be able to take you there and be able to spend that morning. So I promise you, that is what me and mum are working towards in this business. And as soon as we're able to do that, your mum is going to have her Monday mornings. She might still have to work nights sometimes, but we're going to make sure that that Monday is there for her, at the very least. So that's drinking coffee at nighttime is naughty, but I promise your mum does not want to do that, and I feel bad about it too, because we want mum to have a normal schedule. Because Zoe, as you get older, you're going to be wanting to do more things as well, aren't you?
Actually, I wanted to be a nurse,
Yeah.
but like Miss Irene, my mom's friend, she's beautiful. She has long hair.
So is the long hair what makes her beautiful, though, or is it that she's a really nice person and the long hair?
The makeup and the hair.
Okay. So it's the makeup and the hair. And she must be a good person if she made you want to be a nurse.
The laptop, it's Lobot.
It's all good. I won't keep you much longer, Zoe, because I know it's late as well and nearly bedtime over there.
The other side. The other side? Oh. Oh. Yes!
Nice. So, do you still want to be a nurse?
I'm dreaming of being a nurse.
Okay.
Like, imagine I'm in the hospital helping those poor sick people to make them feel better so they'll be healthy again.
Very, very awesome career that you want to have there. And do you know what you're going to have to do to be a nurse over the next few years?
I must help the doctors.
Well, yes, the nurses definitely help the doctors, but you know as well that you've got to get good grades in school.
I need to, yeah, I guess I have to try harder at school and try better at school because I've been going to school since Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
But
Sometimes it's stressful.
school is stressful. It really is.
It's not.
Sometimes it's not. You're right. And we've all been through school, so we can understand that it can be hard sometimes. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is science.
Science, amazing. Oh, so you're already on track to be a nurse. Mum sent me a picture of what you found last week on your nature walk. Do you want to tell me about that?
Sure. Please.
Go on then, you tell me about it. I want to hear about your nature walk.
It's the Lakbay Aral. We teach about planting, we ate pamusubi, we explored the vegetables, we explored the tiny frog, and a big one.
And a big one as well.
Yeah, it was so cute.
You could probably give it a name. It might not know that that's its name, but you can make up your own name for it.
I'll just call the frog Mr. Green.
Mr. Green, that's a great name for a frog.
The girl, I'll call it Mrs. Green.
And how did it feel when you touched that frog?
It felt so tiny.
And was it a little, like, slimy?
It wasn't slimy. It was so smooth. It had bumps.
Cool. And did you see any other animals on your nature walk?
I saw a butterfly.
So nice.
It was yellow. It was small.
Beautiful. Do you like butterflies?
Yes.
Why?
When I was a kid, I thought they had big eyes. Imagine the butterfly wings.
Yes.
They have wings. And these patterns, they look like eyes.
They do. Do you know why they look like eyes?
I got so terrified.
That is the butterfly's way of protecting itself in nature. Because if they're laying on a leaf and it looks like they've got eyes, then animals might not try to eat them because it looks like something looking at you, right? And in nature, one of the most difficult things between animals is eye contact, right? But usually with animals, they're about to eat each other. So the butterfly having patterns like it's got eyes on its wings is a way that it's evolved to protect itself. So if an animal sees it, it looks like something with big eyes.
It's using Camouflage. Wait,
Essentially, yeah.
what's the other word of camouflage? The pattern that pretends to be a scary animal.
I don't know if it's camouflage or like they can imitate other animals, right? But the butterfly doesn't do that because its pattern is set, right? So it can't
Yeah.
change how it looks. Whereas an octopus, which is my favorite animal, can change its color, its texture to look like almost anything in seconds. And then
Because they have 9 tentacles.
so they've got the brain, but then they've got brains in all their tentacles, and they all act independently, which is how they can change color so quickly and blend into the environment. So that's a good example of something that can camouflage well, right? And then there's other animals that can make themselves look like a different animal, either by lifting their tail up or making a sound, so that all the rest of the animals think that they're something different and leave them alone. So, are you still scared of butterflies?
Not anymore.
No. Ah. Well, maybe now, next time you see one with eyes, you'll think to yourself, that's really cool. That butterfly is using its pattern so it doesn't get eaten by other animals. It's not looking at me.
Speaking of butterflies, I had this butterfly box.
Okay.
And I had toy insects.
Cool.
I used to and insect cards.
So you know all about insects. Do you have cockroaches over there in the Philippines?
Most of the time at night.
We have them in New York as well. A lot of
That's
them.
my least favorite insect.
Mine too.
Favorite insect.
Mine too. I was horrified when I found out they could fly.
Favorite insect is butterflies with no eyes.
With no eyes. Nice. Do you know what the monarch butterfly looks like?
I don't know.
So a monarch butterfly is a really beautiful, deep orange and black with like white trimmings on it.
Wait, I know this.
Yeah. So something beautiful about the monarch butterflies is they live in the north of America and Canada for most of the spring and summer, but then they migrate. They lay their eggs in 2 different waves, so that in the spring, all these monarchs hatch in the north of America, and then they fly south for the summer down to Mexico. And there's a place in Mexico.
Give that butterfly a name.
He took the most amazing picture of all the butterflies in Mexico leaving to come back to America. And there's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these monarchs. They just look so beautiful. But I have a photograph on my camera, and I'm going to have to go through my phone because I took it about 3 or 4 years ago, of a monarch chrysalis. And it was about this big, and all around the edge was this shiny gold dots, like it was patterned with like gold leaf. And the photographs, the intricacy of this tiny little insect pod was absolutely just amazing to me. I was fascinated by it just looked like somebody had gone around it and painted little gold dots on it just to finish it off and make it like shiny. It was so beautiful. And that's the chrysalis, that's the caterpillars that the monarchs lay. So we have a very, very big garden, Zoey, at Brian's parents' house that I get to do whatever I want in because they have such a big garden, they couldn't take care of it. So they let me just go down there. We put a little campfire down there, seating areas. So again, not if, but when you finally come to America, I cannot wait to take you around that garden and just look at all the nature, because they've got deer in the garden, bears, opossums, raccoons, and some of the most beautiful birds that you wouldn't expect. I'd expect to see beautiful birds in the Philippines and nice tropical countries, but you don't expect to see it in cold New York. And there's so many beautiful birds with all these super bright colors and things. So I'm going to be very excited, Zoe, to be able to do nature things with you and go out, because I usually am in the garden on my own looking at the bugs and stuff, because I want to know how healthy the soil is, right? If soil doesn't have
Are there
bugs...
crickets?
Go on, sorry.
Are there crickets?
There are crickets.
And grasshoppers?
There are grasshoppers too, yep. And they also have something called cicadas. I don't know if you have cicadas in America, but cicadas make so much noise. They are born on these really long cycles. So some of them, like, they lay eggs, and those eggs stay in the ground for between 13 and 17 years. And then they all hatch at the same time. So some years are bigger than others for the cicadas. But when you have a big year for the cicadas, all you can hear all around is the buzzing of their rattles, because it just makes this really big noise. Saga tried to catch one, and you could still hear it in her mouth. It's funny, like the dogs, because they think, oh, it's an insect, right? And they eat, but then the cicada continues to vibrate in their mouths. So it's really funny when you see it, because they don't know what's going on then. They're like, why is this thing making noise in my head? But yeah, we've got lots of, we've got snakes here, but not dangerous ones. They're about this big. They're just garden snakes. And when people see them, they freak out. And it's like, the worst thing that's going to do is like a needle puncture. You know, like if you get an injection. Like, the worst a little snake like that could do to you is just give you a tiny little ant bite. But people are terrified of them. I don't know why. So,
I would give that snake a name.
Well, we would see lots of snakes, because some of the things that I planted in there provide a lot of shelter. And the snakes, especially during winter, like to lay their nests and things like that. And then in the summer, you'll lift up a leaf and there'll just be like a little nest of snakes underneath them. But not dangerous ones. So yeah, we could definitely have a fun time. Good. What would you call a snake?
I'm just gonna give it a name. Mr. Slithery.
Oh, I like that.
If it's a girl, I'll call it Mrs. Slithery.
Okay. Cool. What? And if there's two,
For
we can just give them Mr. and Mrs., right?
Yeah. And I'll just call the snake Cynthion for a boy. And Sylvia, that's a rare name.
I like that.
For the snake.
I like that. Wow. That's brilliant.
Or Sarah.
Okay. That's some cool
or
snake
Senior.
names. Senior Snake.
Senior.
Oh, I like that one. Senior Snake.
Or Sammy.
Oh, you've got all the S names.
Yeah.
I like Simeon the Snake. I quite like that name. Simeon. Did you
Sylvian?
say Sylvian? Sorry. Cynthion. Yes, that's the one. Love it. Absolutely love that. Cool. All right, Zoe. It is getting late. This has been an amazing conversation. Thank you so much.
I know.
I can't wait to have a chat with you again, either about another favorite book or a movie that you've seen or what you're interested in. I would love that if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay.
Anytime.
And thank you so much for being such an amazing daughter to your mum and for caring about her and supporting her. I know it's hard for you all, especially when she was working at
Sometimes I'm
night.
imperfect.
We all are.
Sometimes I'm
We all are, Zoe. The
yeah.
imperfections are what makes us who we are, not the perfections. Okay? Remember that.
Okay.
You are perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Perfection is a
God created
fool's.
us.
Exactly. And he did not make a mistake, right? So, whatever differences we have and the things that we do wrong or maybe don't necessarily do as right as we could do are all just part of learning how to be perfectly imperfect. All right? You're beautiful, you're kind, you're generous, you're intelligent, and you
Sorry,
lost.
sorry.
It's okay.
My mom dropped something.
It's all
It's
right.
her mouse.
All right, kiddo. I will talk to you soon. Have an amazing weekend. And on Sunday night, when you start to get those Monday morning jitters, because that's normal too, like we all go through those, you've just got to tell yourself, you know what, it's just 4 days, and some days might be easier than others, but it'll be over and then it's the weekend again. I've just got to get good grades and work hard because I'm going to be the best nurse ever. And I'm going to be the best nurse by learning from my mistakes. All right?
Her a high five? I thought a high five.
I
High five.
High five. There we go. Awesome. All right. I'll see you later,
Bye.
Zoe. Bye.
See
Thank
you later,
you.
Louis.
Bye.